So guys, let's look at gold. Let's see what we're expecting in this new week. Now for almost 2 weeks now, we've not been able to take a trade. We are just watching, and we're at the close of the year, and so we need to really be very careful. Gold generally overall is very bullish, right? And we started to see a drop at around this point, and price gold dropped massively, right? And as you can see, gold dropped to this trend line over here now, but we have an issue, right? Because gold now is presenting to us two different things. So like I said last week, I told you guys that last week gold could most likely bounce from here, and it did just that. Gold could bounce from here and go up. So we're looking at price getting to 2600 or 2685, and from there, if we saw a good rejection for a sell opportunity to sell, then we would have sold the market, but we didn't see anything, so we left the markets alone. And the reason we're looking for sells was because if you look at this, you see that price broke this low here. Price broke this low. This was the immediate weekly low, right? That price broke, and since price broke it, it's only normal to expect a sell from around this point where price went up to, right? But the way price has formed, the way the last week closed, the last week really closed very bullish, okay? And it's possible that this month is also going to close with a strong weak rejection, and I spoke about this last week. I told you guys that let's go to the monthly time frame so we see what I'm talking about. Now this is the monthly time frame. As you can see, I told you guys that if the monthly candle closes the way it's currently forming, right, if the monthly candle closes the way it's currently forming with this long wick, then that's not a bad sign. It's a good sign. It's an indication that price would most likely continue its bullish move up, and we have just about one more week for the month to close, then we enter December, right? So that means if it closes like this, which I'm guessing it would close with a long wick up, then the next month we should be looking for buys. If price comes down to a support area that is looking to a good support area, then we could buy from there. But like I said, price is just giving us different things right now. Looking at this now, there are two things: you could buy, you could sell. You could be looking for buys, you could be looking for sells, but I'm not going to be looking for sells, right? Because gold is really bullish. So why should I be looking for sells? In fact, that was the reason I didn't quite catch this whole drop. I caught some drops at some point, right? But I didn't quite catch this whole massive drop because I was very careful, right? So I'm very careful looking for sells. I'm looking for mostly buys on the gold charts. That's what I'm looking for. So like I said, because since gold broke this low over here and broke it completely, it's expected that price would still most likely push down to the same point or even lower. That's what I was thinking, right? But the way gold now has the way the last week candle has closed very bullish, I'm very skeptical. But one can say now that price will continue the bullish move. It's possible, but it's also possible for gold to just drop all of a sudden, right? It's also very possible for that to happen, but I'm going to be mostly looking for buys. Now if this this weekly red candle over here, this red bearish candle, weekly candle here, had closed above this previous low, then it would have been better, right? It would have been better, and then I would say, okay, yes, this is now a clear sign that price is going to go up. But since the body broke this low, that is a sign that it clearly broke it, and so price should actually push a little bit lower, but it didn't do that. It bounced from here. So since it has bounced from here, we're going to be looking for buys now. That's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for buys, but we have to be very careful while taking any trades, and that's just what I'm doing. I'm being careful. I don't mind waiting for 3 weeks or waiting for a whole month before I take a trade. Being patient and knowing how to wait is very important when it comes to trading. If you don't know how to be patient and you don't know how to wait for a perfect setup, for your right setup, and you just out of pressure just getting on any trade, then you're not a good trader, right? You're not a good trader. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow and like, right, as we continue with this video. Now let's go to a lower time frame. So looking at the daily, gold is still bullish, right? We might see gold, rejecting from here and dropping back down, which is not bad, because if gold drops back down, we could try to catch the sells, right? We can try to catch the sells. If we see a good rejection down, we can try and catch the sells down, right? And then from somewhere around here, we can now wait to see what gold would do. Will gold break lower, right, and keep going down, or would gold just sweep it and then push back up, or whatever? We don't know. So we just have to wait. Anything can happen. Gold could go lower, or gold could just somehow reverse and then start pushing up, or it could consolidate for a long period of time. Right now, nothing is certain. I'm just watching the markets. But if I see a good entry from here, looking at what I'm seeing here on the daily, if we go to the 4-hour, 1 hour, and see good rejection from here, and price is giving us signs that it wants to push down, then we'll take it, because it's a good one. Because gold will most likely push back down to either 2685 or especially this 2605, right? Gold will most likely push down to around this range. If it doesn't get to 2605, it might get to 2635, 2640 area, right? You look at the previous points. This point, gold rejected from here, right? So gold would most likely, you can see this is a support area also as well. So gold would most likely push down. I don't think this place will hold. Gold will most likely push down to 2600, right? Or 2605, and from there we might begin to look for buys, or just observe and see what happens on the charts. So I think that's just that. It's very simple. It's not so complicated. So this is the 4-hour, right? So on the 4-hour, still showing the same thing. So guys, like I said, I'm mostly looking for buys on this chart. But if I see a good entry for a sell around this zone, because where gold is at currently, it's a resistance area, right? And there's a fair value gap there that we saw on the daily. And if gold gives us good rejections from there, then we might sell the market down, right? And once it goes down, as soon as it goes down, we just lock our profits and hold the trade and see what happens. But like I said, I've not been able to take any trade now for almost 2 weeks, and that's how we trade. We have to be patient. If we don't see a clear setup, we're not taking it. Now I saw this whole buy is up, right? But the problem was that I didn't catch it. I didn't notice it on time. I wasn't on the charts on Thursday, right? And I just stayed away from the chart 2 weeks ago because of the whole US election. So I stayed away. I didn't really keep a close eye on it, so I missed it. And as soon as I saw that I missed that buy, I knew that I'll be having difficulty entering in on any buy around here. So, and that's why I just left the markets alone to just keep running. So normally some other people would have tried to force themselves in on the chart, but no, I left it alone. So we're waiting and we're being patient, waiting to see what we're gonna get. So let's see how this next week goes. So guys, this is the 1 hour, and like I said, it's still the same thing that we're looking for. Right? We're looking for the same things. Let's go back to the daily, because the daily is it's much more clearer. So now, like I said, we're going to be looking for buys, majorly buys, but these are the areas we're going to be looking for the buys. We're going to be looking for buys from 2600 and probably 2640. 2600 and 2640 area, right? This 2640 area, somewhere around here, we're going to be looking for buys from there. But I'm majorly looking at 2600 area, right? So if gold comes back down and we see good entries for buys, we'll buy there. And once we see a good entry for sell around the zone, then we'd also most likely take the sells down to this point and then buy from there. But if we don't see any good entry and gold continues to just move in a funny manner, we're just going to leave the charts alone. There's no hurry. Besides, we're already at the end of the year, and most people would have stopped trading by now, and preparing themselves for the next year. So January we'll start trading again, but let's just keep watching. If we see a good setup, we take it. If we don't see a good setup, we leave it alone. So we're looking for buys at 2600, and we'll be looking for sells currently at where price is. So as the next week opens, we'll just observe to see what happens. Gold could just push up a little bit more, right, and then start giving us signs for a drop and drop. That's one thing. Or gold could just drop, start dropping, might not push up so much, and just start dropping, right? And once it drops to where we're looking at, then we'll observe the markets to see what's going to give us. If we see a good opportunity for a buy, we take it. If we don't see a good opportunity for a buy, then we leave the charts alone. If price is giving us signs like it wants to keep going down, then we're going to let price to just go down. We're not going to force ourselves in on the market, right? We're not going to force ourselves in on the charts. If price wants to go down, we'll let it go down, and if it gets down to a good zone that we're looking at, then we'll be looking for buys from that point. So guys, that's all we're looking for. And subscribe to our channel, and be kind to drop a like, and let us know in the comment section what you're looking for in gold, guys. Have a wonderful week.